lady and the richest lady crusade for better living.
It's just one of a profusion of gifts showered on the popular First Lady. The next day, the First Lady receives a pin.
America's new First Lady.
To pay homage to the greatest of all First Ladies.
To the right here we have the First Lady of the land, all ready to splash the bottle containing the waters of the 7 seas and the 2 canals against it.
President Hoover boards the Department of Commerce yacht Sequoia for a short rest. With him are Mrs. Hoover and a party of friends who will once more enjoy the pleasures of an informal life.
The world loses its most widely known and widely loved woman, Eleanor Roosevelt. In 1924, she emerged from family life to reactivate a paralyzed husband's political career. She was 4 times the First Lady of the land and was oft-proclaimed First Lady of the world. Her interest in people of all kinds led her to shatter the stereotyped conceptions of the role of a president's wife.
To recognize that the goal of full participation in the life and responsibilities of their countries and of the world community is a common objective toward which the women of the world should assist one another. And every woman here represented signed that letter, and we only ask for the cooperation of every delegate here.
Mrs. Dwight Eisenhower models her glittering inaugural ball gown.
At her first White House reception, greets several hundred prominent Republican women in Washington for the inauguration. Fresh and full of enthusiasm, the First Lady has a sampling of her role for the next 4 years.
Birthday at the White House for America's First Lady. Mrs. Eisenhower receives the congratulations of her mother, Mrs. John Dowd, and her sister, Mrs. Gordon Moore, on her 60th birthday. Washington cameramen capture a rare scene through the high iron fence that surrounds the White House. With the nation's First Lady at the reins, daughter Carolyn and some of her playmates are taken on a sleigh ride over the lawn, in a setting which would have warmed the hearts of Currier and Ives.
The knowledge of the affection in which my husband was held by all of you has sustained me, and the warmth of these tributes is something I shall never forget.
It's a time of happy nostalgia at the White House when the President and Mrs. Johnson celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary. Both remember well a honeymoon snapshot taken in Mexico in 1934.